Stevenson, Liberty Taxes here. So what are the number one thing that people, at this time of the year, what are the number one thing that people are coming into your office about? What's the number one subject?
This year, the number one question we've gotten is something that I don't think the state did a very good job of letting people know about. There's a letter that's coming out from the state of Ohio. It's being sent to approximately 40% of taxpayers here in the state to help them verify that they are who they say that they are, and that they're going to get the money back that they're going to claim that they're going to get back. And it is, in fact, a way that the state is trying to prevent identity theft. I think it was in excess of $200 million, $80 million is actually the number I read, that the state paid out in fraudulent dollars a year ago. And the state's saying, how can we, as an entity, prevent putting money out that's not supposed to be paid out? And so they've phased in this process of this letter. And so the number one question of the year is this letter legitimate? Because candidly, when you get the letter, it looks like it could be identity theft or a scam.
Right.
And the letter is, in fact, legitimate. Now, if you have questions about the letter that you may or may not get, like I said, it's going to about 40% of clients. Take it to your tax preparer, take it to your tax professional. But if you prepared that return on your own and you're suddenly getting this letter, you're like, weird. Because I don't think the state did a very good job of letting Joe taxpayer in the state know this is what we're going to do. As a taxpayer in the state, I think it makes perfect sense, right? Whatever we can do to have our state save money, perfect. As a tax professional in the state, poor job of having it communicated to us so that we could let our clients know earlier. We probably really didn't know about the real text of this letter and impact of this letter until late January or early February, when you're already X amount of returns into the season. So we didn't even know to let some of our folks know early in the year that they would get this. Now it's just part of our routine of saying, hey, you may get this item from the state.
That is kind of coincidental, because it seems like in the last month, the number one subject in business sections of newspapers and online have been being mindful of fraud attempts that look like it's coming from the government.
It is, I mean, honestly, right, if I didn't know, being in the industry, that this were happening and this letter were to show up in my mailbox, I would find it a scam. I would. And only because we're in the industry and had some inkling of it, although we weren't told implemented for sure. It's we're going to take some measures to prevent, we had never seen, we had not actually gotten a finite copy of this is what we're going to do. And from what I understand from my clients, this thing's coming in 3 to 4 phases. It could be as simple as register on this website, and then it's going to ask you a couple of individual questions that you should know. And that data could be, hey, the State Department of Taxation's affiliated with the State Department of Transportation. So we can ask you what was the first car you had registered, and you ought to know that, but a thief might not.
Right.
It's those kind of things, all the way up to and including almost an audit, that would say, send us these actual source documents so that we know that you're legitimate.
Exactly.
So yeah, you're correct. I mean, it would look like some kind of a phishing expedition or some kind of a scam.